لا من يجمع المال ويلقى فيه أهوالا سنون العمر ماضية وكأس الموت قد سالا.
Dear beloved viewers, welcome back. Before we took a break, I was explaining some proofs with regards to wealth purification. The first proof I gave was ayah from Surah Al-Baqarah, which generally instruct us to only seek what is good and lawful in our livelihood, to pursue halal and tayyib, to pursue activities which are halal, permissible by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In other words, Allah is only recognizing economic pursuits which are halal, and He will punish those who are pursuing economic activities which He has prohibited. We reached into another hadith, a hadith where the Prophet ﷺ was telling the traders that you sometimes swear falsely, you sometimes speak lies when you do trade. I advise you, mix some charity with it. And I explained it in a little bit details before we took a break. So, إن الحسنات يذهبن السيئات ذلك ذكرى للذاكرين. Giving charity after you have confirmed that you did a sin or you did something wrong, it is a noble activity. It is something that erases, since it's a good deed that followed after you have done a sin, it will erase what you had done, the wrong that you had done, insha'Allah ta'ala. But also this is another prophetic teaching to us that put a constraint in your life, that if you do a good thing, you will reward yourself, but if you do a bad thing, punish yourself in a certain form. And the best way to punish yourself when you do a bad thing is to give your wealth into charity. Subhanallah. This is a very good thing. It is encouraging even when it comes to character building. If you are building a certain character, you're saying that I don't want to lie in my life to any person. And if I lie, I will spend, say, 20 shilling and give it to charity for every lie that I make. Believe me, if you embrace that practice, after a short while, you will stop that behavior of lying. Okay? So we move on. Another hadith, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, لا يدخل الجنة لحم نبتت من صحت. This is another hadith that warns us with regards to unlawful income. That there is no flesh, there is no blood of any person that will go into Jannah while it was nourished, it was made with haram earnings, haram wealth. In other words, if a person lives his life consuming impermissible wealth, permissible income, he will end up in fire, and we seek Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect us from the hellfire. Now, having mentioned those two sources from the Quran and the Hadith with regards to wealth purification, we realize that the objective of wealth purification in Islam is to ensure that we only keep, utilize, and distribute and inherit to our inheritors that which is halal and tayyiba, that is which is good. So the objective of wealth purification exercise, the why of purification, of wealth purification is, the reason why we have to embrace this is because we as Muslims have been instructed to consume only that which is halal. And a responsible father, a responsible mother would ensure that before he dies, if there was any form of wealth that he earned in unhalal, in unlawful manner, he will ensure that he gets rid of it before his death so that it doesn't passes to the inheritors. So the objective is to ensure that we consume what is only halal, and also we feed or we give to others what is only halal. Now let me give you a detailed examples of haram income, earnings that are obtained from activity that is displeased by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The first example of haram income is very obvious one: selling liquor, selling alcohol, selling some cosmetics products like wigs, which is so common here in Nairobi and other major cities in East Africa and around the world. Wigs, additional hairs. Okay, ladies will go and do wigs. And unfortunately, this has been very common in Muslim families, especially during the weddings. When it comes to wedding ceremony, you will find Satan gets the door open for him to spread the fitna of convincing the lady, the groom, the bride, and the mother and all other related, women kind of groups, in a way to make the bride looks beautiful. Satan brings some ideas, and some of these ideas is to apply wigs and things like that. This is very unfortunate. It is mal'oon, whoever does that. And whoever sells these things, it is prohibited for him to do that. Selling pork is prohibited. Selling dogs, selling idols is also prohibited, among other items, including cigarettes, okay, is also prohibited. So that is, if you sell liquor, you sell idol, you sell cigarette or any of these, whatever income you get from it, it is unlawful for you to consume that income. Another source of haram income is prostitution. This is obviously, it is haram for a male or for a female to sell himself, okay, to sell sexual kind of services to other people. Another prohibited source of income is faking certificate to get a job. If you fake a certificate to get a job, okay, that is haram, that is unlawful. You had faked qualifications, you acquired a job, whatever income you earn from that job, it is not halal, especially if it was based on that particular qualification. So it is unfortunate some brothers and sisters pursue by all the means, okay, to get fake certificate in order to get highly paying jobs, ignoring that if they get those jobs with those fake certificates, it becomes unlawful income for them. Another prohibited means of earning income is faking your economic conditions so that you can get donation. Begging while you have enough for the day is also prohibited, and it becomes unlawful. It's unlawful for someone to fake his economic condition or to fake his physical condition in order to get donations from other people. It is also haram income to misappropriate trusted funds. You have been given donations, sadaqah, or entrusted amana, wealth from other people to keep or to look after it or to invest it, and you misappropriate it. You steal it on one way or the other, like what is known these days, inflating invoices. You find a Muslim organization is organizing a certain event, okay? It's like maybe a public participation forum, and then what they do, while they know the cost of, say, catering, food, supplying water, and maybe breakfast and lunch, is maybe only 400 per person, they will inflate it and make it 800 per person, or even 1,000 per person. So they end up paying 400 to the caterer, to the person providing the services, and they keep the rest for themselves. This is misappropriation. This is haram. And this has been one of the root causes of collapse of some of our NGOs, some of our academic institutions. Misappropriation of highest order by inflating invoices and doing other forms of stealing. So whatever you are taking out of these kind of practices, okay, it is haram, okay, it is not allowed. Others are misappropriating waqf properties. Someone gave a property as a waqf, and they appointed trustees to look after that waqf property, and for the benefit of the certain beneficiaries, okay. And these guys, instead of giving those beneficiaries, they consume it themselves. They even end up selling the waqf property. Subhanallah, this is too heavy, but people don't realize it. Others are consuming the wealth of the orphans. Malul yatama, okay, property of the orphans. This is again a bigger sin in Islam, to eat other people's property. Another form of haram income is investing in businesses which are doing haram business. Investing, for example, putting your money in fixed deposit of conventional banks, or putting your money into the money market funds, which invest in treasury bills, treasury bonds, or buying shares of any company without any screening. This is also something that is prohibited, and it might lead you to earn haram income. I'm mentioning this example for a reason, dear brothers and sisters, because we need to firmly understand the gravity and the magnitude of this problem of haram income. It has been so widespread in our communities nowadays. Let me go into details into this by mentioning other examples. Ahmed, for example, he has graduated from a university with a very colorful degree, and then he applies for a job in a conventional bank. In a conventional bank, the bank that deals with interest, to become a banker as a cashier, or to become a customer service, or to become a personal banker, or to become whoever. Okay? Now this is, dear brother and sister, is prohibited in our Sharia. Ahmed, with your good qualification, you need to deliver your service to entities which are doing halal businesses, not an institution like a conventional bank. Or going to get a job to an insurance company that deals with, of course, prohibited business practice in Islam. Okay, we have takaful in Islam, we have an Islamic insurance, but we are not supposed to deliver our services to conventional insurer. It is unfortunate that some time ago I read in a newspaper of a story of a Muslim brother who was very, he was portrayed in that newspaper as one of the young successful entrepreneurs in Kenya. And when I read in details about his business, he was simply doing insurance brokerage business. And definitely, he might have been involved in non-permissible selling conventional insurance policies, which is haram in Islam, and get commissions out of those kind of sales. So this is a big problem, dear brothers and sisters, that we have of our young, energetic Muslim brothers and sisters rendering their services into the industries which are prohibited in Islam. Another example is a brother, again, Juma. Okay, these are hypothetical names. I don't mean to refer to any known Juma. These are just names. He is investing is putting his cash in term deposit of a conventional bank. He goes putting money in a riba-based bank. Goes and he puts his money in a fixed deposit of Equity Bank, for example, or to FNB Bank, or to all other banks which are not offering Islamic financial services. Now, luckily, we Muslim in Kenya and in other places, we have Islamic banks that we can put our money and earn a share of halal profit. But why we are not using them to generate halal income? It is maybe because we are not conscious enough of our faith, or we are very negligent to ensure that we invest and earn halal income. I will continue, insha'Allah ta'ala, in the next episode with some more examples of individuals or of brothers and sisters who might be involved in activities which are not permissible in Islam. For today, we'll stop here. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
إلى من يجمع المال ويلقى فيه أهوالا سنون العمر ماضية وكأس الموت قد سالا